That's the, but you just want to. I need to lower all right. You'll see the. Like you go out and I don't close it. Good and we'll see. Oh, in this meeting, just CMC's right at the right. I'm not as keeper. I know. Yes. Oh, reason. So this. With a trying to see that. Ready, Miss Robinson? Ready?
Give us just a few moments, please, Mr. Chair, if you don't mind, we're just pulling up some of the attachments. Good morning, everyone. Good morning.
Ready? All right. Time is 10:02. I'll call this meeting the Front Range Transportation Planning Region 2 order. Morning, everybody. Morning. And everybody online, glad you could make it. Wish you were here. It's a great place to be. We will start off with roll call. So when I call your name, just announce whether you're here or online. Start off with Brookside. Here. Kansas City. Here. Cripple Creek. Custer County.
Steve, Custer County.
Beth is online.
Yes, yes.
Last name there, yep, okay. El Paso County,
If we have that capability.
Victoria,
Victoria's not here, but this is Nicholas Spence, and I report to her. I'm an associate transportation planner.
all right, welcome. Fair play. Lawrence.
Here and on.
We're here.
Mon County's here, Park County,
Nick's here, Park County Public Works.
Land David. All right, I don't think we heard back from Ron and Chowham yet, right? We don't have an MOU with those. Yeah, okay. Silver Cliff. Taylor, Stone. He's here. Here. Victor. Westcliff. Williamsburg. All right, do we have a transit rep? Is Ted or Kathy here? So Ted, see Kathy's name.
Kathy's here.
All right, thank you. And is the commissioner with us today? Persons? I lost track. Do we have, how many of the TPR do we have present? Okay. There should be a quorum. All right. You guys, some of you should have got it in an email, but you probably got to hand it out to you today too, the minutes from the last meeting. Anybody has those, I would entertain a motion to approve those.
So moved.
Second,
Or,
is that a second?
yes, sir.
Yeah, we have a motion a second. Is there any corrections or additions to them? Okay, all in favor with approval of the minutes, signify with aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Carries. All right, first order of business, we have, this meeting is election of officers. So what we'll do is have nominations and we'll have a little vote. I will say that I need to step back from being chairman of this, so somebody else needs to step up. I'm blessed enough to be part of the Western Interstate Region, which is part of the National Association of Counties, which represents 17 Western states. And I'm currently vice president, but I will be president of that in a couple of months. So I'm going to be busy with a lot of other stuff. So I won't be able to give the time needed to this that is there. So with that, I would open nominations for a chairman of the TPR. And I will nominate Leo. Please. Thanks. Is there any other nominations?
This chair move the nominations close and then we.
Your second.
Second.
Right, it has been moved and seconded to close nominations and put Leo as chairman by acclamation. Is there any opposition to that? Done deal. Thank you.
Thanks, Leo.
You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you, Joe. Now, Leo will become the staff representative also. Right now, he's the alternate. I'm the staff representative, but the vice chair can be the alternate staff representative or the staff representative, either one of them. I will open nominations from the floor for vice chair.
Eric, would you like to be vice chair? To accept the nomination? I'd love to have a county rep along with the city rep.
I'd be happy to accept, but I do have a scheduled conflict with staff meetings, because they move those to Thursdays, which is when we hold our board hearings. So there's always a
First
conflict.
Thursday of every month.
Second Thursday,
Oh, yeah.
second Thursday, which always is our board, official board meeting. So I'm not available to serve as as backup to staff. So, but with that, I would
Which is
accept
totally
it.
acceptable. I mean, it's,
And I realize that a part of staff isn't always really on as much, but
most of the time.
most of the time.
Any other nominations? Eric Stone from Teller has been nominated. Any other nominations? Okay, hearing none. Do I have a motion to close nominations? Put Eric in by acclamation. Is
I move.
there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, second by Arlen. I should be saying her name, so.
Harlan, birthday.
Yeah, first by Leo, or first by Leo, second by Arlen. All right, it's been moved and seconded, for Eric Stone to be vice chair. Is there any opposition to that? Okay, hearing none. We'll proceed. You mean to finish this meeting or do you want to do it?
You can have the honor.
I was gonna leave. No, I'm just kidding. I was not. Okay, totally. All right, well, thanks, everybody. And, like I said, I'm not leaving. I'm just got other priorities, so. So we will move on to, Legislative and Transportation Commission updates. If we have any. I don't know who that is. Is that
Emily Hadaway online right now.
Emily?
Hi, hello. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, just barely. Is that our volume?
I can try and speak a little louder too. Hi, everyone. Emily Hadaway, Legislative Liaison for CDOT here. We are heading into legislative session in just a few days. So ledge session kicks off on the 14th. So I will be down there pretty much every day starting on Wednesday. Big update is we will have our SMART Act hearing on the 20th. So that is when various members of CDOT senior staff will come and present on our widely important goals to the Joint Transportation Committee. There also has been some turnover on both transportation committees. So Senator Ball and Senator Lindstedt have been appointed to the Senate Transportation Committee. Also, I was hearing some inklings that Senator Baisley might be appointed to that committee as well. I'm not sure if that's been confirmed. And Senator Cutter will be the chair of that committee. So that's a lot of different turnover in that in the Senate. And then in the House, in the House, Representative Woodrow and Representative Valdez are no longer on the Transportation Committee, and there's now 2 vacancies. I think that those will be filled with the new appointees that are filling the vacancy committee spots that are currently going through the process right now. So we haven't heard exactly who those folks will be. I think actually last night there was a new appointee for Rep. Bird's seat. So that's Lori Goldstein. But there'll be another vacancy committee tonight for Rep. Lindstedt's seat, who is now moved to the Senate. So there's a lot of movement going on there, but we're having a lot of different discussions with different legislators, building those relationships. We have a few bills this year, not a lot of big bills. One is our transportation cleanup bill that we drafted in the Transportation Legislative Review Committee over the summer. That's just a variety of different cleanups that we've been wanting to do for several years, or maybe things that were misdrafted in recent bills that just make sense to package together as one statutory revision bill. There's also a traffic safety bill that we're working on that would add some cleanups around abandoned vehicles in the right of way, giving us a little more authority to move one of those vehicles if it's abandoned. Right now we have authority to move a vehicle if it's obstructing traffic, but we think adding the language to remove a vehicle or move the location of it if it's impeding traffic would add some benefits to safety on the roadway. Let's see. In addition to that, we're just hearing some inklings of various transit bills. I know that Rep. Joseph has been working on a transit equity bill. We haven't taken any position on that bill. I know that speed cameras will be top of mind for a lot of folks, as well as flock cameras. So that'll come up a lot this session. And otherwise, we're just keeping our eyes and ears out for other bills that might impact CDOT. I think I've covered most of the big updates, but if you are hearing of any bills or would like to discuss any specific legislation, I'd be happy to address that. We also have created a new Google form for STAC members or TPR members to submit questions about legislation just to stay in the loop this year. So feel free to utilize that Google form as well. We can get that out to you guys. But if you have, and that's the gist of my update, but let me know if you have any questions.
Okay, thanks, Emily. Anybody have any questions for her? Go ahead, Eric.
Yeah, Emily, this is Eric Stone, Teller County. Have there been discussions? I know JBC's met multiple times leading into this session. They are limited on where they can cut, and we know they have to cut, and obviously transportation is easy for them. Is there any talk at this point about possible reduction in transportation funds coming as part of the adopted budget?
Yeah, thank you so much. Great question. At this time, we have not heard of any specific cuts that will be made to transportation. A big piece of that is because there were such significant cuts last year. I think that the JBC sees the writing on the wall that there's not much left to cut in terms of where they could find that funding. Transportation is kind of interesting because there are spots that you could cut from, but the majority of transportation funding, it does come from fees, which can't be reallocated to other spots. So you couldn't say, take fees from the state highway fund and reallocate that to the general fund because a fee must be dedicated for a specific purpose. So really the spots that they may be eyeing would be general fund, and transportation does not receive much general fund. So last year they did reduce that appropriation from SB 260. So there was a $100 million general fund annual appropriation identified in that bill. They reduced that last year. We did not submit any recommendations to cut that this year in the governor's budget. So we are keeping our fingers crossed that they will not approach that again, and also we can fight that they will not cut that appropriation. Other spots where we receive general fund are the multimodal options fund. So the STAC actually just voted last week to send a letter to the JBC urging the JBC members to keep that appropriation in place for this year. So I think that will be immensely helpful because JBC members definitely need to hear from the constituencies that receive that funding and how beneficial it is. And so I don't think there's a lot of places they could find funding, but it's not fully off the table yet until we see the final budget.
Yeah, it was.
Sorry, Emily, continue.
No worries. That was the gist of it. Were you able to hear me at the last bit?
No, not the very last part.
Oh, no worries. I think just to summarize, there's potentially a few spots that they could find. We haven't made any proposals to cut transportation funding in our in the governor's budget or CDOT's budget. We will see what our CDOT JBC analyst presents to the JBC later this year. That'll probably be in February, but it's not looking like there'll be big cuts to transportation.
Okay, thank you. Answer your question, Eric. Any other questions for Emily? Anybody online? Okay, thank you, Emily.
Thanks all. Appreciate it. Have a good one.
If you have a question, I need to back up just a little bit. Is it Kathleen or who from the state is going to make sure that they know that we have a new chair, a new vice chair, and a staff rep? Is that you? You got it? Make sure. Sometimes I get ahead of myself. Just got it. You don't know anything. So what's happening with the TC?
Yeah, so, I don't think Hannah's online.
I didn't see her. That's why I got online to see. I don't see her.
Yeah, so this month is all about the 10-year plan, presentations. So last month, or I believe in November, Region 3 and 5 presented on their 10-year plan. And this month, it's myself, Region 4 and Region 1. And so kind of the highlight projects I'm going to talk about during the plan is 8 Mile, Louis pertinent with Central Range 8 Mile. It's gonna be one of them, US 2467 intersection, about $10 million project we're gonna be talking about, and then Hoosier Pass. It's reconstruction of resurfacing on that pass. That project will be interesting with partners Region 3 to address both sides of the pass. But hopefully on that. So with that being said, we'll go through the presentations this week. And then I believe that opens it up to public comment after that for the 10-year plan for a period of time. And then I believe the commission is looking at March and get it back out for a vote. Assuming the vote passes through, I believe we're looking at probably around the fiscal years to have the fundings available to start to move forward in those projects. And so that'll be a majority of this week. There's obviously we have a few other odds and ends that we'll go through, but when it's all said and done, the nuts and bolts of this week for Transportation Commission is that 10-year plan.
Okay. Any questions? Sure. Yes, sir. All right, so we will move on. Well, we have legislative update again. I guess we don't really need that, do we? Yeah. And that's okay. Planning updates. We RTP 530 for the P action.
Yeah, I don't know if you can pull up the RPP list. Give you just a second. So last meeting, you guys reviewed and approved the changes to the RPP list FY29 and earlier. So now we're going to look at the new year funding that we're looking to add to the RPP list. Those are years FY30 through 32. If you can scroll down just a little bit there. Yeah, perfect right there. So really, those are the two tranches of funding we're looking to add. Kind of add. There's the $1 million that was originally allocated in FY29. We're proposing to move that funding out to probably back in FY31 and 32 better line of the plan for that project. So that's really all the changes we have there. Just a reminder that the RPP goal for the incentive fund range TPR is about 14.6%. And the rolling average over the years is pretty much right on target, 14.54%. So those are one of the big things we're talking more about. We'll get through this and then I'll wrap up the other thing just a second. But that's what we're proposing for the incentive fund range is to move that $1 million money out there, and it still keeps you where our goal is at that 14.6%. Oh, and you're wondering what project that is. So touch base on it. That's the State Highway 115 project, safety and shouldering improvements from here in Florence. To be determined, I believe, the scope of things you're looking at it now, but to be determined, right, John?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's safety improvement,
Yeah.
trying to get additional shoulder and we're looking at, just looking at some like center median kind of operational access changes and a lot of trying to get guardrail a little bit further out, right?
Correct.
So that we, particularly the benefit of the bike unit.
Right. And actually, it should be from the roundabout all the way to Florence. It should be, because we've got to show you. I don't know if it's that far, but maybe even if it's from McKinley there. But anyway, it is a safety problem. With those guardrails over there, it's like a pinball. Everybody gets stuck in there. It's crazy.
Well, and the projects combined actually included resurfacing of the entire stretch.
Yeah.
Above, so.
Yeah, and so
There's
there's
a sense it will, but yeah, I don't know how exactly how full limits of the auxiliary,
right.
safety kind of.
And so this is to get that money back into there.
Yeah.
In line with the 10-year plan, right?
Yeah.
Because we took that and loaded out. So does everybody understand that? Is there any discussion on that?
What's the thought of having it in two separate years versus $1 million in one of those 2 years? Is the expenses expected to kind of fall over the course of 2 years?
I think it just lines up with trying to allocate that money in like certified planning areas, and we don't need it that well in advance, so it's just balancing it, making it work better. It just better aligns with the 10-year plan. When we actually think we'll get it, rather than just holding it there and keeping it there and rolling it over.
Yeah, we do have to balance for each fiscal year, the whole sort of five planning areas and we're flush that out. So we're bringing southeast, south central, the MQs. That's how it plays out.
There was some discussion about resurfacing 9th Street up to the roundabout ahead of the big picture. Is that still something that's on the table?
In city Main Street up to.
Yeah, from the stoplight up. At one point there, not last meeting, I think the meeting before, there was some discussion about researching that ahead of the major project.
No, we are like talking about some improvements in terms of some culverts and things like that could benefit from, that and that stretch. And the roundabout is certainly part of the project, but no, we're not anticipating any sort of carve out significant resurfacing project. No. I should just point out, though, these 2 years of funding would fit well for a 2031 construction project. That first year on the proposed 10-year plan list that would be eligible. We could make use of that full $1 million.
We had this said earlier and it got bumped, if you guys remember. The planning has already been happening. They've had a lot of stakeholder meetings. And it just got bumped because of the funding, the way the funding went away from CDOT.
Are RPP funds restricted to certain types of uses, or are they kind of available for any project expenses?
It's,
Like safety funds have to be used for taking resurface.
they are most flexible, so it can be used for a variety of things.
Any other questions? No, I need a motion to approve this. Was it 500,000, 31, 32, sorry.
So moved.
Been moved, is there a second?
Second.
Been moved and seconded, is there any more discussion? Yes.
I will be reaching out to, I guess it would be the Leo and to you, Commissioner Stone, for a joint TPR meeting coming up in the future, like we normally have it after. So thank you guys for your approval today.
Okay. Is there anybody in opposition of that? Okay, hearing none, it is approved.
I didn't.
Sorry, gotta get my name in
Oh, I'm sorry. Saying that, so she was doing the thing. That. Okay, do we have any more 10-year plan information? Is that you?
No, I think we also have that.
Yeah, for Shane had, so I kind of figured. We have any headquarters CDOT updates? Yeah, is that Kathleen? Yeah. Are you there, Miss Kathleen?
I finally
Hello?
made it. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. So in terms of HQ, one of the big pieces of information that may be of interest is the greenhouse gas plan is going to the TC this week. And they're going to outline how CDOT is complying with the greenhouse gas rules for all the rural areas of the state, as well as CDOT, what CDOT's responsible for. So we're glad that that report is finally coming to the TC. And since that impacts the rural areas of the state, I thought that would be something that's of interest. And I can send you a link to the Transportation Commission packet for this month, if that is something you are all interested, and I'll put it in the chat. So that's the biggest news that I can think of reporting on. Thanks.
Thanks, Kathleen. Any questions for Kathleen, anyone? Keep my comments to myself.
I read too.
Okay, CDOT public updates.
All right, the memo, hopefully, active projects, 24 east of Colorado Springs, paving Callahan, resurfacing and passing lanes. That project has been successfully awarded, will be in construction in 2026, along with 69A, which is basically Texas Creek South and Fremont County, a full stretch of 69A in Fremont County. That resurfacing project also starting in spring and successfully awarded. So very good that we got those two projects going. Obviously, the Woodland Park reconstruction will kick back off here and finish in 2026. And some miscellaneous kind of projects around as well. We've got a number of culvert linings in the Canyon City area, and culvert repair work, along with sign replacements on Colorado's 924 and 285 that'll be ongoing this winter and spring. Projects near completion, the US 24 west of Woodland Park, along with a stub of 67 that was included in that project. It's basically going to, if someone has a really discerning eye, they'll notice some local streets, actions that just didn't get finished off. That last bit of paving in the spring. So, but along with some striping activities. Other projects of interest, including design, nearing advertisement. So very, very near advertisement. This Thursday is 115 Penrose concrete pavement rehabilitation project. Just FYI, that's going to include like a week or two of where we swap traffic, particularly northbound traffic, to give the contractor to be really good, productive, but also accelerated, reconstruction of that northbound side. We don't anticipate any major issues, and local road accesses should be opened up. I mean, barring, a very pointed, location repairs or something like that. So excited to have that one. Hopefully get good bids as well. We seem to be in a good environment. So, and then the US 58 Mile Hill project, resubmitting for that grant here in February. Hoping to keep it on track for construction starting in 2027. Longer term projects, again, we've already just been discussing 115, resurfacing shoulder safety improvements through from Canyon wrapping around there in Florence, and then resurfacing all the way back up to US 50. And we also have resurfacing projects on the 10-year plan for 67B, 120A, and 50A. So that's the current 10-year plan. None of those are particular, actually, let me restate that. The 67B and the 120A are kind of getting bumped back in the same stretch with the 115 area. 50A is a project, so Penrose to the Pueblo County line, right? This year, 2026, you're going to see Pueblo inside Pueblo County, 50A get resurfaced. Our project should be 2027. So that has been on the current 10-year list, and it's also on the proposed 10-year list. One project that Shane already just mentioned that I guess maybe accused me of being a little coy on the memo since it's not official. I didn't put 9C on this memo yet. CC still needs to approve it, but as Shane mentioned, we are looking to have that. Well, it does have some resurfacing already designated for on the 10-year plan to be official. So looking forward to the two, good resurfacing project at 9C and 50 up here at Penrose, at least in 2027.
So quick question for you on the 8 Mile Hill, if we apply for that grant again and are unsuccessful, are they still thinking about maybe trying to do these a little bit? You know,
I would say that it's still in discussion. I think that we're seeing very competitive bids, you know,
Yeah, Bill Grant, we're pursuing Bill Grant again, right? It's coming up this spring. If we are unsuccessful, we will have to probably parse it out and kind of prioritize smaller projects through it. Just because I think the ballpark estimate right now for the whole is what, 60 to 70.
oh, no, not eight.
So
That's like 30.
it's like 30, okay.
Yeah, I mean, we've had it at 35. Probably that's coming down a little bit, but not nearly enough to be in like.
Yeah, regardless, it would be something where we'd have to really parse it out, have smaller chunks of project.
that was some of the conversation we'd already had, being unsuccessful last time.
Yeah.
Could happen again.
Yeah, yeah, just fingers crossed. I mean, it's a great project. I think it can highlight quite a bit of the safety improvements that we need to do. We'll see where the Fed's going to come in with this, and how they continue to approach Colorado.
Yeah, that's a good point. I did tell John that being DC in the end of February, which will be after that application is due. And maybe I can have some face-to-face conversation with some of those transportation folks. That'd be great. Hey, any questions on projects? No? Wow. Get back in here.
The one on 115 Howard, are they gonna take up all the concrete again and lay it all? Just curious.
No. It's gonna be panels specifically, targeting specific panels that need to be replaced, busting them out, repaving them, and then something I have never seen in my entire time at CDOT, but I'm glad we're finally looking at doing it. And then we're going to grind the entire stretch. So you take off like just 1/8 of an inch or something, but turn it into a nice, smooth, reset the pavement.
Level it all too. Then.
Yeah, level it all, which is sometimes a problem, right, with slab replacements, panel replacements, you get kind of significant bumps and all that stuff. So the project does include that grind the entire way just to get it smoothed out.
Because the history of that northbound is that after so many years, the water starts to come up out of it again. I'm just curious if there's some way to alleviate that water coming up out of there.
Well, I mean, we're not trying to, we don't have the resources to try to go in there for very significant under drains or anything like that. It's the slab replacements and all. I think certainly that's a contributing factor. Another contributing factor is just a very heavy truck load, traffic, heavy trucks.
I remember a conversation with Chad, they were looking at something there to try to help train that so that it didn't constantly, it's real quick when that water comes back
Yeah.
there, but I don't know what they came up with, but they know that that's a problem for sure.
Yeah. We're not putting this, there's not some massive system at all, but targeting in, the areas.
It's better than lipstick on the pig, though, right?
Still a pig. Any other questions? All right, any local agency updates?
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you. So you should have the list in your packet there. Thanks for throwing it on the screen. Just wanted to touch on a couple of these. We've got Custer County sidewalk improvements and Cripple Creek Park. Those are both going to advertisement this spring, set to go to advertisement from the money that was awarded from MMO from last year. Also, Canyon City's got a couple of off-system bridge awards that we're looking to do an alternative delivery on. And then most recently, just this last week, Fremont County was awarded a grant for off-system bridge for the rehabilitation project on County Road 19 over Hardscrabble Creek. So that'll be added to this list as well. But if anybody has any other questions about local agency projects, I'd love to answer them at this time.
Any questions for the show? Comments?
Well, why I was on that committee.
I know, appreciate you. We appreciate that money, that January 19th. Temporarily fixed it because we had to shut it for a week or so. Appreciate that. All right, anything else on that? Do we have any local projects that anybody wants to talk about? No, we have maintenance updates here in a minute, but I do want to thank CDOT for doing some more of that frontage road in Canyon City on the east end there. It's sure helped it in front of the Abbey and Canyon Inn. Well, it's not Canyon Inn, what is it, Quality Inn? So appreciate them continuing to work on that. That road has needed help for quite a while, so they're about to wipe it out, finally get it. Do we have any transit updates?
I'll take it before Emily. Scott Skinner, transit liaison for Region 2. There are minimal transit updates. We are, get a sheet next time, but we are doing a project up in Fairplay, Fairplay Mobility Hub, right there on 9th and 4th Street. Right by the little South Park there. So we're in the right-of-way phase right now and hoping to go to add this summer with that one. And other transit updates like we've mentioned is the build grant. That's an opportunity for transit agencies to apply for that one for some money, capital needs if they need to. And we are closing up our consolidated call for projects. So I know we saw a few applications from around Central Front Range for various equipment or operating needs. And so we're finishing that up and hopefully have awards in February for that one. We are still as DTR, Division of Transit and Rail. We did add a new post-award manager. I don't know if he's still on, but Jim Bath is on. Yeah, so he is our new guy. So if any transit agencies are on, please include him. He's going to be the new Glenn Faust. And so should be able to help you out with any post-award stuff. And I think that's all I got. Emily, do you have anything to add?
No, nothing to add from me. Yeah, Jim had to drop off a little early, but yeah, he mentioned in the comments that he's excited to start. And yeah, other than that, I don't think we have any updates, but thank you.
Thank you, Emily.
He said he's excited to start, but he has a lot to learn. He spent 4 years working with law enforcement as a program manager with CDOT. So he's excited to get into this transit world. Thank you, guys. Any questions on transit? Anyone? What? How is bus staying doing?
Well, the bus stake is doing all right. We're hitting a little bit of a funding. Our 3-year pilot program is starting to end. So we are looking for a little bit more funding for our main routes and everything. That's usually the I-70 corridor ones and everything going there. We are looking at expanding down to the south here. South line usually just terminates in Colorado Spring. It's going to be coming to Pueblo here and match up with some outrider routes. So those outrider routes are like Trinidad and Pueblo, Alamos and Pueblo, and then Lamar to Colorado Springs. So we're looking at trying to enhance our system there. What we're in, like everybody else, a little bit of funding tight. So we are looking at ways to innovate our program there.
So is ridership steady? Is it up, down?
No, that's a great question. That's something that I can definitely update you guys on next meeting here. We do keep track of our ridership. We do see ups and downs as we go, but our main core is doing really good. We're seeing, I think, about 75,000 annual riderships throughout the whole state. So we're healthy. There's always room to grow and everything, and I think with our expansion down south, we should be able to have a little bit more efficiency. Just coming from Trinidad to going to DIA, it took 4 transfers for people to get on and off, and it was a mess. And some of them had to wait hours to get to places. So that is going away here soon. And so we should make it efficient. And now with that extension, we should have only 2 transfers, which really cuts down on the time and everything. So, yeah, we're opportunities.
I think possibly the next quarter, it would be great to have DTR come down and give an update. If that works for you guys. We have a good presentation on just kind of ridership, past year ridership funding and where we stand.
Well, I think there's an assumption, but I'm sure I-70 corridor was completely different than South Valley. Right. I have no doubt that it lacks from Elmo to here, wherever.
And as we all contribute to some of the funding that does go to us, I think we encourage us to be able to have you guys talking about some updates on how it's doing statewide as well as down here locally.
Okay, thank you. Anything else on transit? Anyone? Anyone? And then something? Anyone? You a maintenance update.
I don't really have any updates other than to introduce myself. My name is Brad Bauer. I'm the deputy maintenance superintendent. I took over for Chad, so I have Buffalo and Fairglade. We just swapped areas. So I have several of the counties in this TPR. So I just wanted to say hello and introduce myself.
What was your first name?
Brad.
Brad.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for being here, Brad. Nice to meet you.
Do we have a current phone number for you? Can you pass that along?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Can. You want that down?
I don't know if anyone else needs it.
Sure. So 719-659-8205.
Thank you, Brad.
Yep.
Call them right now. I see that.
Yeah.
And so anything else from maintenance?
Other than, we just did that really late season paving project right here.
Yeah, like I said, I appreciate that.
Yeah, it was a really cool process. We got a little bit different mechanism and we basically, maintenance acts as the project manager. And we have a contractor actually come in to do the work for us. And it's really, it's a very efficient process and it's cool that we're going to be doing like that. So.
Filled a few good sized holes on that.
Yes, sir.
Hey, John.
And just one last exception too, we typically publish like an annual construction map with some tables about construction projects throughout Region 2. And just, I'm sorry, didn't have it available for this, but this week we should be finalizing that and I will pass it on through our planners and Monica so she can provide that to everybody. Should be about a week.
Right. Other items. Anybody have anything they need to bring up? I gotta just start. I always get into a meeting and forget to do several things. One, I want to welcome Veronica for being here, and she's kind of taking the reins from the COG, from the Upper Arkansas Area Council of Governments. We've had a little bit of switch there. Canyon City took over. Appreciate that, Leo. You guys taking over for a little bit, getting back, and hopefully this is longer term than last time. Hopefully it's quite a while. And thanks for keeping her in line and getting her going on all this stuff, Lindsay. And then I always forget I didn't know you were with maintenance, so welcome. But we have some other guests here, and I never introduce yourself, Tom, and tell us who you are.
All right, I'm Tom McConaughey. I'm the director of the Area Agency on Aging. What does that have to do with transit? We're always trying to find ways to improve how we can get our older adults to doctor's appointments, to other things in their life that they need to do. I represent Lake, Chaffee, Custer, and Fremont counties. So we have significant challenges in getting people out to the Front Range and getting them connected with, even things like Mustang. We've had issues, but that's why I'm here, to find out ways that we can improve that system. make things connect better.
Thanks for being here, Tom. Sam?
Yeah, Sam Fuchsia, Fremont County Engineer.
And then, I don't know who you are.
Jamie. Cog.
You're with COG also? Okay. I'm on the board of COG and I don't even know who you are. Thanks for being here today. And then everybody else is either CDOT or part of the TPR, I think, has been here, so, but, and I'm sure there's probably folks online too as well, that may be their first meeting or something, but thanks for being here. We'll have our next meeting. When is our next meeting? When does it need to be? Let's see.
It's out for decision.
April 13th. We probably need a venue, a location for that. Is anybody willing to step up and have that?
We can do it here again if you want. Attendance was a little lighter today, so I'm concerned that the people that have to travel quite a ways or whatever, but just throwing it out there unless someone else wants to volunteer.
Find my calendar here. Well, I can't even make a commitment because I gotta have to check with the facilities to see if they're full or not. Nobody's stepping up right now, but if anybody wants to send us an email, so we can know it, and I'll get with you. We'll get with you soon, like on the location, potential location. Okay. Anything else anybody would like to discuss?
As again, I mentioned, CDOT has their call for projects out for the Highway Safety Improvement Program grants, so that's available right now. I can't recall the deadline off the top of my head, but you do have safety projects, make sure you get those submitted. I know some agencies in the TPR are eligible for 100% funding through that program, I believe, so it can be a good program if you've got a good project for it. And I think there was another one Veronica may have sent out about some mini grants that I think came through CDPHE for small traffic safety programs. You know, we at Canyon have done those for like some school crossing improvements and things like that. So if you've got little things like that, they can be a good fit for that too. Been pretty light effort in terms of putting the application together and documenting it too.
HSIP deadline for applications must be received by a region traffic engineer no later than February 20th.
You do before our next meeting, February 20th.
And this is for fiscal year 29. Approximately 21 million is anticipated to be available across Colorado.
I think it was like 3.5 million for Region 2, something like that.
It's, yes. Nice job, Leo.
I checked before I came, so.
Yeah, and hopefully we'll see some changes with some federal money here pretty soon. Sure. Okay, anything else? Thanks, Bill. Anything else to add? Anyone online?
This is Kathleen. I just want to say thank you to the Region 2 team and to the new administrator team for Central Front Range for all their hard work. And thanks for all your work, Commissioner McFall. I understand that Leo Evans is now the new chair, so, but hope we'll still be seeing you around.
Yes, ma'am, you will. I'm not leaving, just won't be as available. So appreciate that. Appreciate the work you do. Thank you. Okay, last chance. Anything else? You've been awful quiet over there. You sure you know?
I'm good.
We're adjourned at 10:52. Ron is good.
Check the schedule.
He's the executive.
He's gonna check their meeting and see. He's not. Yeah. It's tough.
You see it? Hey, man. Take care. Yeah.